So as I follow this lovely walk down in the shadow of the newly refurbished Westbury White Horse, largest white horse in Wiltshire, things cross your mind. And the first one is, it was first mentioned, these springs, in 1342. So a long time ago. The mystery behind them is that the white horse, when the Bratton clock strikes midnight, comes down and drinks at the Bridewell Spring. And it's just nice to go and see these if we can find them. So we'll carry on and see if we can find these wonderful springs, which I've never been to, and I live locally as well. So carry on. Well, it really is a pleasure walking down here on a day like today in the late autumn sunshine, and with this wonderful view to the right of me all the time that I'm walking down here. To the left of me as I'm stood here now, but to the right of me when I'm walking. And it's just amazing and worth the walk if nothing else. So carry on. Well, I've looked at the map earlier, and it would seem that the springs are over here behind me across the field. So we will go and have a look and see what we think about these springs first mentioned in 1342 that gave birth to this myth and legend about the white horse, which is fun, and also just out of interest for me to see as I'm local as well. So let's carry on. And this clump of trees behind me here, up the field a bit, is actually where the spring is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see much. Well, here we are at the springs, and as you can see, they're just absolutely covered in trees and bushes and weeds and all sorts. So we'll have a little look around the side and see if we can see any way to get a better view of these. Well, the springs are down behind me here in this great big deep crater full of nettles, brambles and leaves. So I don't hold out a lot of hope at the moment, but we'll see if we can get a better view from the top somewhere, I think. I'm not going to risk a fall, but it's if I just move to one side, you'll see how steep it really is down there. So incredibly steep. So down in the bottom of this crater that you can see here is the Bridewell Spring. It's very possible to believe that the legend came from this, about the white horse drinking from it, being such a big dip in here. And if I just turn my camera around, you'll see the white horse and what proximity it is to the spring. So let's just try that a minute and see how it goes. And there we are. This is the best view I can get of it. So the Bridewell Spring there, somebody's even managed to put a garden chair down here, is there behind that door. So that is the spring, dated from 1342. A bit of a letdown. I don't know how somebody got a plastic chair down there, but I can't get down there. It's just full of nettles and far too steep. Well, after getting stung to pieces and falling down a steep bank. I'm actually here down in the bottom of Bridewell Spring, and I'll move out of the way of the camera in a minute. You can see that it's been adjusted by the Victorians at a later date to extract water, which is to be expected, I suppose. But it's just a nice place to see, and it's one off my historical bucket list now, because I've actually been to the spring where the White Horse legend is of him drinking, or her drinking I should say, because it's a mare. So another win-win situation. We've established it's an ancient spring. A lot of people that live in Westbury, that live in the surrounding area, probably have never been here. First mentioned in 1342, has a myth and a legend behind it. What better history than that can you get? It's just incredible. So all I ask is that you just take a bit of pleasure in going out, finding out and enjoying history. Thank you.